Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to introduce you to one of Makita's iconic models, the 18-volt DTM51RZ multi-tool. You'll see it's not necessarily a very compact machine, but it's still pretty effective. But I won't say any more for now. Let me show you this tool in the next segment. See you in a bit. So here is the multi-tool in question, the Makita DTM51Z, one of Makita's flagship models. And of course, it's compatible with all Makita 18-volt batteries. That means if you already own tools and especially batteries from the same range, you can reuse them with this machine, which will save you from having to buy new ones. As for the motor, this tool doesn't have a brushless motor. It's actually equipped with a standard brushed motor. That means it doesn't benefit from the advantages that come with it, especially better battery management and longer motor lifespan. In terms of handling, as you can see, we're dealing with a pretty long machine, almost 30 centimeters in length, and that's the length without the battery attached. And as for the weight, we're looking at a machine that weighs 1.64 kilos. Again, that's without the battery. So let me tell you, using it at arm's length gets pretty tiring. It's really better to use it in sessions with breaks in between because honestly, you get tired quickly when using this machine. On the other hand, when it comes to the trigger button for the motor, it's easy to reach. The motor responds well and the speed increases gradually, not all at once as soon as you turn it on. So that's actually pretty nice. As for adjusting the speed, you'll find at the base of the machine, actually more at the base of the main handle or the main shaft, whichever you prefer, a speed control with several settings. So the brand says there are 6 settings, but in the end, there are also intermediate positions, which lets you adjust the speed based on your needs and allows you to start from 6,000 oscillations per minute up to 20,000 oscillations per minute at setting 6. As for the type of accessories you can use with this multi-tool, you should know that it uses an OIS type fitting with several pins like this all around the tool holder. So the accessories look more or less like this. So of course, there's a whole variety of accessories. So they're actually pretty easy to find. So it's really not hard to find them in stores. So that's actually pretty good. We're not dealing with a proprietary fitting at all. So for example, I'll put the references for these blades if you're interested. Blades that are pretty effective, pretty high quality. And as I was saying, you can find them pretty easily in stores. Now let's see how to change an accessory, or rather how to install one. So actually, there's a lever here on the side that you need to pull all the way up. There you go. It's a bit stiff, let's be honest. And then here you have the locking ring. I'm not sure what to call it, maybe a locking screw? So we'll be able to adjust, or rather first, we'll be able to insert our accessory into position. Of course, the advantage of this type of attachment is that you can position the accessory however you want at any angle. So here you can set it. Personally, I like to use it straight. It's just more practical. So you push the screw all the way in and flip down the lever, there you go, to fully secure the accessory. And there you have it. It's not going anywhere. Just before we see a demonstration of this multi-tool, let's quickly go over the technical specifications of this tool. So I mentioned earlier that the speed can go from 6,000 oscillations per minute up to 20,000 oscillations per minute. And the second important factor for a multi-tool is the oscillation amplitude, because the greater the amplitude, the more effective the cutting will be. So regarding this machine, we have a total amplitude of 3.2 degrees, which is quite significant compared to other machines I've seen on the market. This will allow for faster and more efficient cuts. As for accessories, you should know that this machine is usually sold bare, meaning without a battery or charger, and also without any accessories. Of course, you'll get the screw, or rather the accessory mounting shaft included, but you'll need to buy additional accessories and make sure they're compatible with this type of fitting in order to use this tool. Now let's see how this machine performs in action by cutting a nail. Let's take a look. We're going to try cutting a nail with my blade. Be careful, this machine is actually pretty loud, as you'll see. As you can see, it cuts quickly and efficiently. Of course, it also depends on the blade, so make sure to choose your blades according to the materials you're working with, and especially go for quality blades. Let's try with a second nail. Like I said, this machine is definitely effective, but it does make quite a bit of noise. Now let's see how it does with a piece of OSB. So I've lowered the speed a bit. I switched to speed 3 to keep the wood from getting too hard. You see, once again, no problem at all. As you've seen, we're dealing with a machine that's pretty bulky and quite heavy, actually, since it's over 30 centimeters long. And on top of that, that's the length without the battery, and it weighs 1.64 kilos. So it's true, like I mentioned earlier, when you're holding it at arm's length, it's a bit tough to use one-handed. It's better to use it with both hands. Plus, it's a bit thick. So using both hands is definitely going to be a lot more practical. On the performance side though, it's pretty good since it has an oscillation amplitude of 3.2 degrees. So that's a bit more than what you usually find on the market since most machines are around 3 degrees. So here we have 2/10 of a degree more, well 0.2 degrees more. It's not huge you might say, but it lets you cut even faster and more efficiently. And as for the speed, here we're pretty much in line with the values you find on the market, namely an oscillation speed of 20,000 revolutions per minute. But the advantage of this machine is that it also has several adjustment settings, which lets you vary the speed depending on your needs. Regarding the type of accessory, we mainly use the fittings of accessories that are compatible with this multifunction tool. Just so you know, this isn't Starlock, nor is it a proprietary format. We're dealing with a format that's pretty universal, which means you'll be able to easily find accessories that are compatible with this machine. So don't worry, if you invest in this multifunction tool, you'll have no trouble finding accessories, whether they're for cutting or sanding, easily in big hardware stores and especially online. That way, you'll have more options and, most importantly, at pretty affordable prices. On the other hand, when it comes to changing accessories, even though I find it pretty convenient to be able to rotate the accessory into whatever position you want, so for example, if you need to cut on the side of the machine at a 90-degree angle, it won't be a problem at all with this type of fitting. I still find that, even though you don't need a key to change accessories on this tool, it's still a bit tedious compared to models equipped with a Starlock fitting, because with those, it's really quick and really efficient. And finally, as for the price, you should know that this multi-tool generally sells for around 135 euros. So it's a fairly significant price, let's be honest. But if you compare it to other machines in the same category, other cordless machines of course, it's actually quite an aggressive price that will let you expand or rather increase your range of tools, especially if you already have 18-volt batteries from Makita. Overall, it's a good machine with solid performance at a pretty aggressive price, even though I think the grip could have been better, as well as the accessory change, which could also have been a bit quicker and, above all, compatible with Starlock type accessories. As usual, if you're interested in this machine, feel free to check the description. I'll put the references for the best sellers there, at least those offering this multi-tool at the best price. That's it. This video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in any case, I'll see you very soon for a new video. Bye!